Amigos, hola and buenas tardes. Today I'm coming to you from the province of Cuenca, here in the center of Spain. We're going to try some authentic food from this area, Manchego food, which is one of my favorites. And I'm at this place here, which is called Venta de San Jose, a restaurant. And apparently this is the best roadside restaurant on this highway, the Valencia highway here in Spain. And I'm going to try some of the food, as I said. So let's go, and hopefully I'm not disappointed.
No, la carta sí lo puedo echar un vistazo. Lo voy a... Gracias, nada.
Now, what I will say is that the restaurant here inside is quite pleasant. It's not very busy. I imagine this place gets absolutely packed at lunchtime here in Spain. It's currently 12:39, as we can see there, so it's quite early, but there's 1, 2, 3 tables here in this seating area. The main dining hall is not open yet, and I've ordered some of the classics from this area. And I reckon you guys are going to like what I'm going to eat today. So let's have a look at the menu and see what I've ordered and some of the other things that they've got on the menu too. Let's have a look. So the name of the restaurant, Venta San Jose, and we can see here the typical fare, the typical food in this part of the country. Some of the entrantes, the entrees. We've got ajo, arriero, motuelo, pisto manchego, pimientos del pequillo, mollejas, lomo de orza. What else we got here? Gambas al ajillo, queso manchego. So I'm going to order one of those. Now, what I've done is I've ordered pisto manchego, and I've also gone for the cheese. I've ordered half sizes of the pisto and also of the cheese. I've also gone for a potaje, because that's another classic in this part of the country. And I'll turn this over, and I've gone for conejo al ajillo as well. So I've ordered different foods to try today, different foods so that we can try them together, if that makes sense. Now, I've asked for all of the food to come out at the same time. They've been kind enough to give me these olives, which I imagine are on the house. I've also ordered water because I'm driving today, so let's wet the whistle. We can see the new controversial caps or lids of these bottles, the European Union directive, where they are attached and very, very difficult to break off. So we are recycling here today as well. Now, some of the food has arrived, so let's have a look at what we've got. So the first thing we have here is a pisto manchego. Now I'm going to grab the other camera so I can show you exactly what I've got on the table here so far, because there's one more thing to come. But I'll show you the 3 that I've got here so far. So this dish is the potaje. Can't remember exactly what the full name is, but potaje de algo, a classic in this area. We've got pisto manchego with an egg on top, because in La Mancha you have to eat pisto. And also this cheese here, which is especially from the area. And the, muchas gracias. And the rabbit, the conejo with some chips, has also arrived. So we've got cheese, we've got the rabbit, conejo, we've got the pisto, and we've got the potaje. Now all I have to do is decide what I'm going to eat first. And I think it's going to be the pisto, because it's right in front of me here. So the order is going to be pisto, potaje, conejo, and finally the cheese. I'll finish off with the cheese, because I reckon that would be better at the end. I'm just going to try one of these chips because they look nice. Certainly that is the case. Now, the pisto. I'm going to break the egg. And that's the first thing I think you have to do with this dish. And mix it in all together, if I can. Then I'm going to put a little bit on my plate. Now, if you're not familiar with pisto manchego, as it's called here, basically it's the equivalent of ratatouille, the Spanish equivalent of ratatouille. So it's vegetables that have been poached, slow-cooked vegetables. You've got capsicum or red pepper, green pepper, onion. You've probably got some eggplant in there as well, maybe some tomato. The egg goes on top, and that is a classic dish in this part of Spain, pisto manchego. So let's get some on the plate. The colours are fantastic. Just a little bit on the plate to try. And we're going to get some of this egg as well. Now, I was offered bread, but I chose against buying bread because I don't want to fill up too much, because I've got a big meal ahead of me now. So let's get stuck into this. So what have we got here? Well, as you can see, that tomato based, all of the other ingredients in there, all of the vegetables, marvellous. It's very well cooked, slow cooked, poached. And with this egg on top, which is also perfectly cooked, I reckon I'm on a winner here. So let's dig in. Wow, that's a good quality pisto. You can taste the ingredients. The tomato is the dominant flavour that we've got here, but you can taste the rest as well. As I said, we've got eggplant, maybe there's some zucchini in there as well, or courgette. The egg on top gives it an extra touch as well. The runny egg blends in with the other stuff that we've got here. And the vegetables, the onion, the capsicum or the peppers, beautiful. And this is something that I try to eat every time I come to this part of Spain. We're not far away from Madrid, as I mentioned. It's about 124 kilometres from Madrid. Valencia is in that direction, about 150, 160 kilometres. So almost in the middle between those two cities. So if you're travelling along this highway, this is a restaurant so far that I would recommend. Let's try the egg. Well cooked, as I said. Yeah. So this is a good quality meal. Or at least this dish is good quality. It's so good that I'd eat the whole lot, but I can't because I've got to fit the rest of this in. So let's clean up this plate a little bit, if I can. Some of this sauce. All right, now, what do I do now? Let me see. So I'm going to try and get this out of the way, if I can. The next thing I want to eat is this thing here, the potaje. Let's get this over here. And I think I'm going to eat this out of the bowl directly because it doesn't really go on that plate there. So I've got a spoon. Let's dig in. So what do we got here? Well, we've got chickpeas. We've got spinach. We've got cod. We've got red pepper. What else have we got? This thing here, got no idea what it is. I think it's some type of fried bread maybe, but I'll find out what that is exactly when I tuck in. So, potaje, what does it mean? Well, I'm not 100% sure. I think it just means stew. It's a slow cooked meal which blends all of these different ingredients together, and it's a very, very common dish, especially in the winter months here in Spain. Today it's around 15 degrees Celsius. It's not that cold. So on a really cold day here in Spain, one of these, a hot meal like this, a hot slow-cooked meal, an absolute delight. Wow, that is good. The chickpeas are soft, they're tender. The broth or the soup here is also very, very flavoursome. You can taste the cod. It's not too salty, which is good. Because one of the things with cod is that it can either be too salty or not salty enough. But from what I'm gathering here from this broth, the cod is going to be perfectly cooked. Let's see. Let's get a bit of this cod on the spoon. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. It is perfectly cooked. And this is one of my favourite meals. I'm going to be honest. The potaje. My mother-in-law makes this dish, and she's a good cook. But this one here for a roadside diner, very, very good quality. In fact, this is one of those dishes that you start eating it, it's very, very difficult to stop. Some spinach here. Let's try this with some chickpeas. Fish bone. So there's bones in it, so be careful. Let's get a little bit more. That is a high quality stew. Slow cooked, as I've said. The ingredients blend perfectly together. The chickpeas with the spinach, with the cod, with the other things in here as well. Delightful. And this, I will say, is a hearty meal. In fact, you could come here and only eat this and leave with a full stomach. And the price, I think, was around €6 and something. So an absolute bargain. Now, let's try and solve this mystery. What is this thing here? Is it bread? I think so. It is indeed. And it's nice. It's been sitting in this broth. It's soaked in all of the juice. And it's lovely. I'm going to have to stop eating this because otherwise I won't eat anything else. But this is incredibly good. Incredibly good, if you like this type of thing, of course. And I do. Let's wet my whistle again. I've got a glass here, so rather than dealing with this attached cap or lid, I'm just going to pour it. Because it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but I can understand why they're doing it. Because those bottle caps are a real environmental danger. Have a little bit more of this cod. More bones there. In fact, the tail of the cod. Now, we'll get this one out of the way. I'm going to substitute it for this one here, which is the main part of the meal today. The highlight for me, the rabbit. Again, I'm going to eat it off this plate here. I could have put it on that plate there, but that plate's a bit dirty, so I'm going to leave it on this one here. I'm going to dig in. No, in absoluto. So what have we got on the plate here? Well, this is called conejo al ajillo. So it's rabbit, which has been cut up into small pieces and also cooked in, I think, a garlic wine reduction. I'd say that's what it is. So it's slow cooked meal also. So we've had slow cooked over here, we've had slow cooked over here, and we've got slow cooked here as well. So 3 slow cooked meals. What more do you want? Now, let's get stuck into this, if I can. Now, the problem with rabbit, anybody who's eaten rabbit will know that there's not much meat on these bones. So I'm going to try and get a piece here with a fair bit of meat on it. If I can, cut through this. Let's try. Yeah, so it's soft. It's tender. It's flavoursome. You can taste the mix that it's been cooked in. The oil, the wine, slow cooked. Other juices as well that have come out of the rabbit. Garlic in there as well. Look at this garlic. Look at that piece of garlic there. What else have we got here? We've got the kidneys. Look at the kidneys here. Now, I know rabbit's not for everybody, but it's one of my favourite meats in this country, and I had it about 2 weeks ago with my parents. My dad also loves rabbit. My mum not so much, but whenever I see rabbit on the menu, and this is a specialty in this part of Spain also, I buy it. I recommend you do the same. Let's go for some more. But that is a tasty rabbit. Let's try this bit here. See if there's more meat on this bit here. Let's see what we've got. Oh, fly. That is tasty. Now let's try these chips, which look to be hand cut. They are indeed hand cut, well fried chips. Now there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 tables in here, but you can see how noisy it is. So I reckon if we came here at peak lunchtime, this would be a noisy place. But the rabbit is tasty, sabroso, as they say here in Spanish. The chips are good quality chips. I can't complain about anything that I've had so far. The cod dish there, the potaje, was spectacular. The pisto was also very, 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 very good. So I can't say anything bad about the food that I've had today. Maybe when I get the bill, I'll change my mind. But everything so far, from the service to the quality, has been outstanding. And this place is living up to its reputation as the best restaurant on this motorway, the Valencia motorway from Madrid to Valencia. Wow. Now, I got criticised in one of the previous videos that I did when I had lamb chops. People were saying that I needed to tap those lamb chops with my fingers. So that's what I'm going to do here with the rabbit. I'm going to dig in, get my hands dirty, and try to get more meat off this bone. So I've got through about half of that rabbit, about half of the potaje, and about a quarter of the pisto, and I'm full. But I need to have room for the cheese. which is what's coming up now. I'll move this out of the way. Let's have a go at this cheese here. Now, this is Manchego cheese, and if there's anywhere in Spain where you should be eating this cheese, it's in La Mancha, which is where I am now. Yeah, you can buy it anywhere in Spain, but this is the authentic place for this cheese. Let's try it. I went for the strong version. There was a mild and a strong cheese on the menu. I've gone for the strong one here. Let's see. So, this cheese melts in your mouth. It's strong, but it's not overpowering. The texture, fantastic. And I'm going to be honest, I could eat this cheese all day. In fact, I can't resist another slice. So I'm almost done and dusted with this meal. I'm going to try and find some room for dessert, because I reckon the desserts here would also be very, very good. So I'll get them to clear this away, put it in a takeaway container, maybe 3 takeaway containers for this, and I'll order dessert, which, as I said, I reckon is also going to be very, very good. So waiting now for the dessert, everything's been cleared away. I've asked for all of the food that was left to be put into containers to take home with me. That'll feed the family tonight at least. And I've ordered dessert. I've gone for the apple pie, I think, tarta de manzana. Now, I'm not sure what style it's going to be, whether it's an American-style apple pie or a Spanish-style apple pie, but I reckon it's going to be the latter, the Spanish style, because we are in Spain. So, what have we got here? This is the house apple pie. All of the desserts are made on the premises here, so that's a bonus. And to be honest, I haven't seen this style of apple pie before. Let's analyse it and see exactly what we've got. So the apple is on top of this, and inside there seems to be some type of flan or something like that. Not sure exactly what it is, but it's called apple pie, and as I said, haven't really seen this type of apple pie before, so let's try it and see what it's like. Yeah, so there's apple on top, but what's inside is like a custard mix with apple inside that as well. So you can taste the apple inside this custard. How would I describe it? Like an apple puree that you would eat with pork or something like that. That's what's inside this apple pie here, and it's tasty. It's served cold. It's not a hot or warm apple pie, and it's very, very nice. Very, very nice. Let's go for some more. I'm sometimes critical of dessert in this country, but this is a decent dessert. Unfortunately, I'm absolutely stuffed, so I'm only going to be able to fit one more mouthful, perhaps 2 more mouthfuls of this, and then I'm done. ¿Esto también lo podemos para llevar? ¿Se puede ser? Muchas gracias. So, the bill has arrived. How much do you think I paid for that meal? Well, let's go outside and I'll tell you. So the meal done and dusted, and I will say it was a very, very nice meal. And I'll tell you exactly how much I paid for it right now. We can see all of the traffic going past here, all of the traffic going down to Valencia, the traffic going to Madrid. I said before we're around 124 kilometers from Madrid, and I said about 160 from Valencia. I made a mistake. We're actually 225 kilometers from the city of Valencia, because I just saw a sign over there with that amount on it. So what did we pay, or what did I pay for this meal? Well, 34 euros and 70 cents is what it cost. What did I have? Well, I had half a litre of water, bottle of water, €1.65. I had half a ración, like a half serving of the Manchego cheese, €6.40. I had half a serve of the Pisto Manchego, €5.35. I had the potaje de garbanzos, which was a full serve, not a half, €6.50. The rabbit conejo al ajillo, €9.70. And the dessert, the tarta de manzana, the apple cake, if you like, or apple pie, whatever you want to call it, €5.10, €34.70. Was it value for money? Let me know. I think it was. because honestly speaking, there was enough food on the table for 3 people. So if you divide that by 3, you're looking at around €11.50 per head. So I reckon it's value for money. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. The service was good. The quality of the food was good. It wasn't too busy. I came in quite early to avoid the crowds, but even though I was here early, it was still a little bit too noisy for my liking. But a lot of restaurants here in Spain you will find are quite noisy. So this restaurant, Bar Venta San Jose, not sure what the name of the town is here, but I'll put it on the screen now. And if you're driving along this highway going to Valencia or going to Madrid, stop off here, have lunch, have dinner, do yourself a favor. You will not regret the quality of the food here. And the good thing is that the kitchen is open from 7 in the morning until 1 o'clock in the morning, serving that type of food all day long. So good quality, good service, good value for money food. Can't complain. Questions and comments, please leave them in that section below. If you have anything to add to the conversation today, the comment section is the place for you. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you later. Bon appetit from La Mancha.